forgot her name again. Her name's
Christine Horn.
Christine Horn.
You know I cannot eat that.
She got chicken in over here.
Excuse me. It was cooked in chicken, wasn't it?
Yeah, they added chicken too.
Right. Stop trying to sabotage me.
Those are nice glasses.
Where?
Those right there.
Where? Oh, thanks. Juan Trina, send that money through here. I saw your comment earlier. I just made me a fresh... Oh, I'm not going to tell you what I made because I don't want y'all to think I'm trying to push y'all to start eating meat. So I won't bother to tell you what I got in here. We ain't never checked the print. I forgot.
I gave you some paper.
I know. I gotta check.
Hopefully it does.
I think it will. I just wondered if it's Bluetooth. Wireless.
That would be nice.
There's no other cord in there. I mean, I don't even see another spot on there for a cord to plug in. You know I'm petty.
Which means that it could possibly be Bluetooth or no.
That's what I'm thinking. It's probably Bluetooth because I didn't see another cord.
That would be. That's the hope.
You love drinking that Crystal Light. He's still drinking Crystal Light. I'm also making me a 4-bean chili, but I'm not going to tell you what's in there either because, again, I just put it up in my crock pot. Can you smell my, you can smell it?
And it looks amazing.
Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to bother sharing with them. Somebody sent me an email the other day saying, can you stop telling us about the meat? I love watching you on your live videos, and I love you. But
they don't want you talking about your food anymore?
I'm not lying you off the meat.
Oh, so they don't want to hear about that.
She said, everybody doesn't want to come off the meat. That's not for everybody.
So, in other words...
Shut the fuck up about the
Say
meat.
it one more
Okay,
time.
right.
I won't be watching.
So I won't mention nothing else about the meat. I should have asked her, well, girl, do you have my books? If you don't have my books, don't be coming over here with your unsolicited advice. Or unsolicited critique. Yeah, this was a smoothie, Leela. And it was good. But I ain't gonna bother to tell y'all about it. Let me get over here to my notes. I was watching the video from earlier today. I came on live earlier today. I got the tickets for Iyanla. I need to get those tickets out the car. I locked them in the glove compartment. I need to get them out of there. You know, God forbid somebody steal the car. And then our tickets will be gone. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm CraigTheWriterStewart, and this is the Facebook Live version of So Much to Say. These are my thoughts and my voice on black shit, white shit, gay shit, and everything in between. So I came on my live earlier today because I was running a few errands, and I went to pick up tickets to see Iyanla Vanzant. She's going to be in Atlanta on Tuesday, May 1st, at the Fabulous Fox. So I went down there to purchase tickets for myself and Angela. I'm hoping that she's going to go ahead and reimburse me the money for my ticket as well as a birthday gift. I'm hoping she's going to go ahead and give me all the money back. Hey there, Fazal. Fazal, you asked the question the other night on my live, and I can't remember what it was. It was something about, can a straight man have sex with a gay man and still be straight? Was that your question? What was your question? I can answer that tonight if you want. I can't remember what it was, though. So I went and purchased our tickets. I was looking for someone who was hungry. I still haven't purchased a meal for somebody that was hungry because you guys helped me, reminded me to pay my parking meter today. So I was going to purchase somebody a meal to pay it forward. Look at Deanna. Deanna want to know what's in my bean chili. Fazal, what was the question? Was that the question? Was that right? Can a straight man have sex with a gay man and still be considered straight? Give me a little more information. That was the question? So I purchased the tickets. I did have, I have orders to ship out. I didn't get to it today. I literally just got in the house. I will ship them tomorrow, so you'll have them on Friday. To answer your question, Fazal, is he having sex with a gay man because he's in jail? Is this a one-time thing? Because if you just want a general answer, the answer is no. I mean, if a man is having sex with another man, he's not straight. He's at least bisexual. At least. Fazal, are you fucking a man? And you trying to wonder how to classify? Bianca, you put something in here just now? Hey girl, hey. Hey boy, hey. Oh. What meatless meat, Bianca? Okay, so in my 4-bean chili, soup, not chili, it's not a chili. Deanna is asking, I'm just saying that for the people who are saying they don't want me to talk to you all about a meatless diet. Hey girl, hey, come on in, Shonda. Come on in, have a seat. Terry Solomon, have a seat. Tavares. Excuse me. Yes, V. Don Rodney. I agree with you. Beverly, hey girl, hey, come on in and sit down. Hey, LaShayla. Yeah, but no, I believe that if a man, he's not straight, Fazal. He's at least bisexual. I can't say without a shadow of a doubt that he's gay, because he may also be attracted to women. That's not my ministry. Hey girl, hey, what's up, Nicole Lacey? So what I did was I used orange lentil, I used black beans, I used chickpeas, and I used green lentil. And I used vegetable broth, put that in the crock pot. And I used one of those French onion, not French onion, but one of those Lipton onion dips. You know those Lipton onion dips? I put that in there. And I put a couple bay leaves in there in the crock pot. And it's on low, and I'm going to let it stay in there overnight. I put some pepper in there. And then what I'll do is once it starts to, cook, stew, I'm gonna taste it, and then if I need to put a little Himalayan sea salt, pink Himalayan sea salt, I might put some of that in there. See what I need to do from there. But yeah, so that's what I have in there. Now see, y'all pulling me into this conversation about kale and stuff. Okay, let me answer Shonda's question. Is kale better cooked or regular like a salad? Okay, this is how I do mine. Oh, Cynthia, I should add some cumin to it. Let me take that out. I have some cumin. Let me find it. Oh, no. I don't have, wait. I do have cumin, yeah. All right, I'll put some of that in there. Terry, don't you be loaning no books. Thank you, Terry. Yes, Terry, she got to buy her own book. She cannot be borrowing your book. I know you're my neighbor, and I know sometimes I borrow some of your sugar, but you cannot borrow my book. Okay, so for my kale, what I do is I rinse it off really good. I actually will soak it I'll fill up my sink with some cold water. I'll sprinkle some baking soda in the water. I'll drop my kale, fresh kale in there. Now, the ones that you buy in the bag, you don't have to do all of this. But the fresh one that I buy, like the bunches, and I put that in there and I soak it and let that dirt drop down in the sink. Then I rinse it off. And then what I do is I chop mine up really fine. And then I dice up a little red onion, put some olive oil in the pan, drop that red onion in the pan. And then I drop that kale in the pan and I saute it like that. That's how I eat mine. And there's a place that I go to where they use the jackfruit for the shrimp po' boy. It's not really shrimp, it's jackfruit. They do a kale salad on the side, and theirs is raw. They douse it with like olive oil and some sort of a vinaigrette. The shit is amazing. They dice up like some tomatoes in it. It's really good. So you can do it either way. You can do it raw, or you can cook it. And yeah, when I put it in the pan with the red onions, yes, Deanna, I put some garlic in it. I sometimes do garlic powder. Oftentimes I'll use minced garlic, but I put the minced garlic in the pan with the hot oil in the red onions, and then I put the kale in it, and you know. But when I do my smoothies, I use like the one I just had. I do fresh kale. I just put that in the blender. I use some fresh spinach. I put that in the blender. I put some blueberries in there. I put some raspberries in there. I use my organic plant-based protein. It's a pea protein. I had some banana that I put in there. And I put a little water in the pan, in the blender. I usually use my green juice, but I ran out of it today. Or yesterday. And I sometimes will put a little bit of cashew milk in there, but I ran out of that too. So I just put a little water in there, and it was still really sweet. It was still really good. Because the protein powder that I use, the organic plant-based protein powder that I used, is mixed berry, so it has a nice fruity flavor to it. And so I just drank it. It was nice and good. Nice and good. Hey girl, hey Shakika. So anyway, I was watching the video from earlier. I looked at the live video from earlier. Hey Rachel Reed, come on in, have a seat. Hey girl, hey. I already announced that I'm going to ship your books tomorrow. I didn't get a chance to do it today. But I will ship them tomorrow, so you'll have them on Friday. If you're going to order tonight, you can. They'll go out with the ones tomorrow. But yes, I looked at the video from earlier today. I am a hip-hop head. Some of you were like, well, what you know about hip-hop? What? First of all, I have a very eclectic music collection. Oh, I was going to come back to that, LaTracy. I was going to come back to that tonight because after I looked at the video, I had some more to say. I've never used Nutiva, no. I've never used that. But anyway, I like everything from, like right now what I'm listening to is J. Cole. J. Cole just put out a new CD. So I listen to that. I listen on Spotify. Now some of y'all know y'all like Pandora. I'm not a Pandora fan because you put in Lettucey and they playing Rochelle Farrell. They playing Jill Scott. They playing Layla Hathaway. They playing everything except who I want to hear. So I don't listen to Pandora. And then on Spotify, you can create a like if I put in Lettucey or J. Cole on Spotify, that's what it's going to play. You listening to Pandora, you're late. I'm sorry. You need to come on over to the Spotify community, family, because you can create a playlist. I can share my playlist with you. Like I could post my link up here right now and show you, and you can have access to my playlist. Everything that I'm listening to, it's already saved for you. Like I'm already creating the playlist for the live podcast on June 2nd. I'm already creating. You can't do that on Pandora. And then if I put in J. Cole, it's going to play J. Cole. If I put in Stephanie Mills, it's going to play Stephanie Mills. If I want to shuffle between Jay-Z's album, well, not Jay-Z because he only on Tidal now. But if I want to shuffle through, who else? Coldplay. I listen to Coldplay. I'm a huge Coldplay fan. If I listen to Coldplay, if I want to listen to all of their albums, I can shuffle through their albums. People who always try to rally for People who are always trying to rally for Pandora always say, oh, I like the variety. You can have variety on Spotify too. They have what they call, what do they call it on there? They call it something on Spotify. Let me tell you what they call it. It's called Discovery. It's called Discovery. And you can discover new songs on here too, on Spotify. But when I want to hear what I want to hear, like when I was going to say when I'm cleaning up, but I don't clean up. When I'm in here cooking and I want to hear certain things, I want to hear what I want to hear. Like I can put songs in queue. Like I can create a playlist. It's like I have a playlist for when I go work out. I have a playlist. Oh, see, this is what I did with the meat too. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well, look, you don't have to download Spotify if you're interested in Spotify. Okay, listen. I prefer Spotify, but you're welcome to do what you want, okay? Trina, they do have a free one. You don't have to pay for Spotify. They do have a free one, but you're going to get commercials like every 30 minutes or something like that. I'm on a trial because, I'm a good set worker. So I just use one of my other email addresses and I set up a trial membership. And so even though I've been listening to Spotify for years, but I set up a trial membership. So I got the premium for 30 days. So I don't have any commercials. Thank you, Calvin. Spotify is the best. But Calvin, let them choose what they want to choose. I don't want them to think that we're trying to proselytize them because that's not what we do. That's not what we do here. But as for me and my household, we listen to Spotify. As for me and my household. But anyway, I'm a huge Nana. I don't know when I'm coming to Miami. I just said to Mike yesterday that I want to just take a little vacation to Miami, but I don't know when I'm coming to Miami. I need to figure it out though. Yeah, I prefer Spotify, but I'm a huge Coldplay fan. Stephanie Davenport. She sounds real fancy. Stephanie Davenport Gladney. That sounds like a rich white woman. Coldplay. I love Coldplay. I'm a Jay-Z fan. J. Cole. I love J. Cole. I love all of his albums. I really love J. Cole. I like Wale. Wale is a hip-hop artist from D.C., if you guys don't know. I love Lettucey. I love Layla Hathaway. Frank Ocean. I'm a huge Frank Ocean fan. In fact, remember, if you read the first book, did I talk about it in here? No, I didn't. I didn't talk about it in here. But when I wrote this book, all I was listening to was Frank Ocean. This is before he put out an album. This is before he put out Channel Orange. When he put out those mixtapes, that's all I was listening to. I was listening to he has an album called Lonnie Bro. He has one, what's the one with Novocaine on it? Okay, Deanna, I'll keep, yes, that's the word, Felicia Clements, proselytize. I try to give him a word. I am very frugal. And Tia, I think Tia, she's breastfeeding. She said, that $2 that I paid for the parking today, I am going to get my $2 back somehow. I don't know how, but let me get it back. Kindred, I love Kindred. I love Kim Datis. Yes, I love Kim. But when I was writing this album, all I was listening to was like Lettucey, her Turn Me Loose album. I was listening to Higher Than This. She has a song called Higher Than This. I was listening to Going Through Changes, writing this book. Because when I write, I always listen to music. I was listening to all of Frank Ocean's albums. I was listening to Layla Hathaway. Yeah. Like, that's it. Like, when I listen to Frank Ocean, it instantly takes me back to when I was living in LA. Like, it was just, it's like the soundtrack to my life in LA. But yeah, Lettucey is not to be played with. I definitely recommend you see her in concert if you've never seen her. I love Tweet. Who else? Let me pull up my little playlist here. I love Tweet. Let's see. Artist. Cassandra Wilson. What y'all know about, I do write about her in here. Liz Wright. Liz Wright. No, I don't listen to Shirley Caesar. I do listen to some gospel, though. I like Jill Scott, but I was listening to some Jill Scott when I wrote this. But it's certain songs. Like Jill, she do too much for me. I already told y'all I love Heather Headley. I love Heather Headley. There's a song, she has this song called If It Wasn't For Your Love. I can listen to that song or repeat and write forever. Jill Scott, to me, she does too much live. Like, you don't know if she's going to sing gospel. I mean, you don't know if she's going to sing opera. Girl, we want to be able to sing the song with you. Like, girl, why you got to change everything? Like, Lauryn Hill changes her production. Jill Scott changes the vocal arrangements. So, I don't really care for Jill live. Chrisette Michele. I know y'all boycotted Miss Chrisette Michele after she sang at the inauguration, but Chrisette Michele. I love Faith Evans. Fantasia. Fleetwood Mac. What y'all know about Fleetwood Mac? I would play a little bit if I didn't think I would get it. I'm going to play a little bit of Fleetwood Mac. You play a little bit of... I can't play too much of this because I will get blocked. But I love Fleetwood Mac. Foxy Brown, hip-hop. I'm back on hip-hop. Jasmine Sullivan. I like Leandria Johnson for the gospel people. I like everything. Music Soul Child. I'm a huge Music Soul Child fan. He's an amazing writer. Old school Mickey Howard. What y'all know about? Come share my love. Mickey Howard. If y'all read the second book, remember the guy that I was living with in LA in the jungle? What was his name in the book? Chaz. He used to do Mickey Howard's hair. She was a mess. When I say she was a mess, I met her a few times. Jaheim. I love Jaheim. I love Jaheim. I'm a huge Jaheim fan. I think, well, I like old Toni Braxton stuff. I don't like that new stuff she putting out. I love Solange's new album, Seat at the Table. I love, yes, Landslide, Felicia Clements. Yes, I love Fleetwood Mac. Like, listen, you'd be shocked the shit that I listen to. Y'all might think I listen to, there's another, what y'all know about this group called DVSN, Division, DVSN. I love them. A group from Philly, a rap group from Philly. Oh, Floetry. I like Floetry. I don't like Marsha Ambrosius by herself. I like her with the Floeses. I like Avant. Donnell Jones. I love Donnell Jones. I love Maxwell. Yes. Listen, I love music. I do like the Clark sisters. I do. DT called me earlier today. Dave Hollister is, listen, Lakeisha, Dave Hollister is my, yes, Curtis Cook, it's Chaz. You remember it. Yes, Keisha Henley, Love Under New Management. I like some of Tank's stuff. I like Bonnie Raitt. I'm trying to know about Bonnie Raitt. Turn down the light. Turn down the bed. Carl Thomas, I like him. Turn down these voices inside my head. Lay down with me. Tell me no lie. Just hold me close. Don't patronize. That Bonnie Raitt, she don't play with y'all. Luther Vandross is my favorite. Lisa Fisher follows me on Instagram. Lisa Fisher, what was her song? How Can I Ease the Pain? I didn't really like Changing Faces. I like some of their songs. I love Lisa Stansfield. Been around the world tonight. I really liked, who did you just say? I didn't really like Changing Faces. I liked them back in the day. There's a few songs on my playlist though, on my Spotify playlist. I'm gonna put my Spotify playlist up here one day. I love Luther. I listen to the new stuff by her. I do. I like SZA too. I've listened to hers. I love Chance the Rapper. I love Chance the Rapper. I fell in love with it. Oh, Mint Condition is my favorite. I used to say back in the day when I'm rich, I would hire Mint Condition to play on, like I would do like a big, beautiful, you know how Oprah did that Legends Ball? I would do a beautiful thing on my lawn and have them as the band. And I would have them play all of my favorite songs, Mint Condition. I would want them to play oh wait, I'm gonna give it to you. Hey girl, hey Jocelyn. I don't fool with Donnie McClurkin. I like some of his old songs, but I don't fool with him. I like some of his. We fall down. I like that. What's the song by? I'm trying to get the song by Mint Condition. What kind of man would I be if I lived unfaithfully? And what kind of girl would you be? Phil Collins. I was a Phil Collins fan. I do love that song Hello Fear by Kirk Franklin. I love the Whispers. I went to see them in concert last summer. I went to see the Whispers. Changing Faces to me were just kind of corny. I'm going to tell you who I did not like. I did not like Jade. I love Angie Stone. I didn't like Jade. Don't walk away, boy. I didn't like them. I don't know. Jade just seemed kind of corny to me. Pretty Brown Eyes was my song. I like how Marie. Oh, Kiki Wyatt is good. I love D'Angelo. Yeah, I mean, I love music. I like Taylor Swift too. I don't care what y'all say. I like Taylor Swift. She had a song that I like. I like Justin Bieber's last album. Justin Bieber had a nice last album. Yes, Deanna. I like Jeffrey Osborne. Yes. What's my song by them? Holding On. That's not just Jeffrey Osborne though. That's what's the name of the group? It's on my playlist. Brownstone. I love Brownstone. You know I write about Brownstone in my second book. Brandy. I love Brandy. Yes, I write about Brandy. I've written for Brandy. I like Brandy. What's the song about? No, it's not the OJs. Holding On. LTD. Yes, Ramona. Frankie Beverly and Mays. I saw them last summer. Yes. Patricia. LaVon. Now, girl, you might be doing too much coconut oil. I looked at your note yesterday. She the one that's choking on the coconut oil, y'all. You only supposed to take a teaspoon. She trying to gargle with it. Now, you're not gargling with it. You're just trying to swish it around in your mouth. Can you woo, woo, woo? Yes. Can you woo, woo, woo? But wait, growing up, I used to listen to Tears for Fears. Everybody wants to rule the world. Y'all remember that? Michael McDonald, After Seven. Oh my God, After Seven was my group. I got them on my playlist. All these songs that I'm naming are on my playlist. Whitney Houston, of course. Yeah, you're not supposed to swallow. You're just supposed to swish it around in your mouth. Culture Club, yes. Oh, and what was the group that used to sing Hall & Oates? Hall & Oates. I'm not dating anybody. I'm single. Hall & Oates. DeBarge. Chico DeBarge was my shit back in the day. But yes, DeBarge. George Michael. Yeah, I love George Michael. Yeah, those were the days. P.O. Bryson was good. My mother used to like certain songs. Roberta Flack. The closer I get to you. That's my favorite Roberta Flack song. The more you make, what she said? Me see. by giving me all you got. Yes, Carrie. Yes, that British invasion of those artists back in the day. What? Stephanie Mills was the shit too. The very first stage play, the very first play that I ever saw was The Wiz. And it starred Stephanie Mills. That was the very first stage play that I ever saw in my life. And then I ended up seeing Mama, I Wanna Sing. Do you remember that song? I mean, that movie? I did like As Yet. Last night. I like Drew Hill. I went to high school with two of those guys. I liked Drew Hill back in the day. How do you get healed of soul ties? What do you mean? Oh, Soul to Soul was my shit. What do you mean soul ties, Felicia? That was your first play? I saw it in Baltimore. It was at the Meyerhoff. It was at the Meyerhoff, I believe. Oh, Evita. What was your first stage play? Mine was, or theater? Because there's a difference between stage plays and theater. Tyler does stage plays. My first theater show was The Wiz. I liked Switch. What's up, Christus? Oh, you saw yours in New York. Oh, okay, I saw mine in Baltimore. So mine was the touring company. It was a touring show. Zoot Suit, G-Mar. I didn't see that. I saw Smokey Joe's Cafe. Wasn't that a play? Solo. I do remember Solo. I can't remember any of their songs right now. Bye, Lisa. Hey, Lisa. All right, so look, let me switch over to Felicia. I'll just tell you how I disconnect from people when I'm connected emotionally. For me, it helps to realize that sing a piece of what, Stephanie? Then, Tamika, I sent you the Cash App the other day for the books. Oh yeah, Gregory Abbott. What was his song? Girl, I wanna shake it down. I can give you all. I can give you all the loving you need. Yeah, I used to like that song. Okay, but listen, back to what I was saying. For me, I've realized, there comes a point where I have to realize that you have to realize that you have to be patient with the pain. Every breakup is painful, even when you're the one to decide that you want to get out of it. I think there's this misconception that if you're the person that calls the relationship off, that it's less painful for you. But it's still painful. If you had any type of emotional connection, it's still painful either way. And I was under the mistake or under the impression at one point when I broke it off with Carrington. I thought that because I was calling it off. Really, Micah, and I saw all of your pictures, you and your partner, and y'all were all happy and excited, and but what you have to understand is every relationship, it's supposed to satisfy a piece, a section of your life, and I'm distracted by Tamika. Tamika, you just tell me which book you want or which books you want. That's all. What was I saying? I'm going to have to turn away from the comments because it's throwing me off. Every relationship is supposed to satisfy a piece or a section of your life, period. I don't know if you were the person who ended the relationship, Felicia Marshall, or if you were the one that ended it. But either way, you have to be patient with the pain. And any instance where I wasn't patient with the pain and trying to process the lessons that I'm supposed to get out of it was when it became more painful. It became more painful when I tried to hold on to a relationship that I knew I needed to let go of. Because the more you cling to a thing that needs to end, that's dead, the more painful it is. So if you want to end it, then you end it, and you have to take the steps to end it. And that means, and I'm all for taking the extremes. If it means me deleting your phone number, because I believe you need to delete a person's phone number, especially if you're the one that still wants it. You have to delete a number before you abuse the number. That's a quote in the book of quotes. Delete the number or you'll abuse the number. You have to delete that number. If you got to change your phone number, then you change your phone number. I mean, like you have to do that because you said you have to end it, or you're the one that wanted to end it. You just have to process through it. And what I've realized in those instances where I was heartbroken, what helped me get over it was realizing that, yes, the feelings that I had for that person were intense. Yes, it was painful to let go. But what I ultimately realized was I'll get the opportunity to feel like this again with somebody else. And so once I realized that that feeling wasn't exclusive to that person, that it wasn't limited to that person, that it wasn't going to die there, that the opportunity would be someplace else eventually, that helped me move past it. It's like, well, Craig, you're just holding on because this is comfortable for you. You're used to this. Yeah, you built a life with this person, you have feelings and all that kind of stuff. But once you really get rational, with yourself and you remind yourself, you really have to process through the idea that this right here is no more. But this feeling can happen again down the line. So you have to just push through it. And what I used to realize too was, or what I've come to realize, it doesn't help when you stay in contact with the person. Some of y'all want to still be friends. See, this is what I was just trying to tell, I ain't gonna say his name because y'all know him. But just the other week, I was just telling one of my friends, I was like, listen, we can be friends. First of all, y'all just broke up. You don't need to be trying to be friends. You need a period where you can separate. Not to say that you can't have a rapport at some point later down the line, but why are you worrying about a friendship? You need to be trying to close this chapter right now, and then if a friendship happens later, then so be it. But I'm not the kind of person that tries to maintain friendships with all these people that I dated in the past. Because I'm trying to make room for the future. And I can't make room for the future if you right here in my way. Because first of all, I don't want to have to explain who you are to the next person that I'm involved with. Well, who is that? How y'all know each other? And then all of a sudden you trying to cut corners and So I've just never been that person. Now, I don't have issues with people that I've dated. I have no problem. If I saw them, I could speak to them. Hey, how you doing? Da, da, da. But as far as, let's go to lunch next week. Oh, hey, text me next week. Good luck and good night. I don't need to be, no, you don't need to stay in touch with me. And I don't understand that. I don't understand why people feel like they need to hold on. That's really you trying to hold on to the memory of the relationship. That's you really trying to hold on to what you had. You're trying to hold on to the past. It's like, let that shit go. We had a great run. Y'all know that's my favorite phrase. We had a great run. Thank you for these past 2 years. Thank you for these past 16 months. We had a great run. Thank you. But then you move on. That's it. Then you move on. Like, I don't understand why... And I mean, again, I haven't had a relationship in a while. But I'd like to think that I would be able to process this. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't mean that you're not going to grieve the relationship or mourn. India Arie is another one of my favorites. Because she has this song called Good Morning. but she spells mourning like you're grieving someone, not like mourning like the next day. But you have to allow that next day, that next week, that next month, you're going to grieve that relationship. You're going to go in and out of periods. It's a cycle. You're going to go in and out of these periods where you miss that person and you want to reach out and you want to call. But one of the things that I concluded back in the day was that it's easier to get over it when you distance yourself, because every time you pick up that phone, hey, I was just thinking about you. How you doing today? It brings you right back into it. It's like a suction, and it pulls you right back into it. Even if you don't start seeing each other again, but it pulls you back into it, because then all of the feelings and the things that you felt before, they come crashing back. And especially if you're the one that doesn't want it to end. Every time you call that person and you trying to talk to them, well, hey, what you doing today? Every time they don't say what you want them to say, or do what you want them to do, then it's like you breaking up all over again. It's like you're getting stabbed in your heart all over again. And that's the worst feeling. And so, and then you find yourself revisiting the conversation again about why you broke up. Like, why are you going in circles like that? Like, let that shit go. I have one ex, well, two. They both they're the two. They in both of the books. The first relationship was with Carrington. It's I've talked about it in the first book. Him. And remember the other week when I went to Project Runway? Right, it's like you re-traumatize yourself. Like, let that shit go. What are you, a masochist? There's another word for you. Were you like this emotional masochist? You like feeling pain like that? Like, let that shit go. And so I went to see Anthony. Remember Anthony who won Project Runway All-Stars? We just did a podcast. Well, he did a launch party, and Carrington was there. In fact, when I went live, but the video was scrambled up, he was in the video, but y'all didn't see him. He walked in front of me. But it's like he goes out of his way. And this is not me being funny. Like, seriously, it's like he goes out of his way to try to shade me. But I told y'all the other day, you could be standing right here and I act like I don't even fucking see you. I won't even look you in your eyes. I'll look past you, around you, beside you, below you, above you. I act like I won't even see you. But it's like he goes out of his way. So like I literally was standing there with Anthony and I was videoing, and he walks like right in and goes in for a hug for Anthony. Hey, what's going on? I'm so proud of you, da 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 da. And I was like, I'll look through you. Exactly. I'll look right through you. Like I don't even see you. Won't even blink. And so I'm just looking at him like, you are such a fucking idiot. Like, you really that pressed? I'm going to give you another example. I'll look at you like I've never even seen you before. Here's another example, because I'm not making this up. Angela and I went to see, who did we go to see? Here again, me and Angela going out on dates because, you know, I'm her gay boyfriend. Where did we go? We went to see somebody sing. Oh, it was Avery Sunshine. I like Avery Sunshine too. Now, Avery Sunshine doesn't have a lot of songs that I like, but she has a great stage presence and she sings well. And, you know, so we went to see Avery Sunshine. And so, mind you, the people have to show you, they have to usher you in and show you where you're sitting, right? So Angela had bought the tickets for this. So she had so I gave the reservation or the tickets to the usher. And she was looking for our seats. So we walking all around this place because it's like a dinner. It's like a dinner and show, right? So you can drink and eat and watch the show. So we like walking through the tables, looking. They trying to figure out where we're sitting, right? Well, at the end of the show, we're leaving the venue and we're going up the stairs. So as we're going up the stairs, Angela is right in front of me walking up the stairs. So, you know, like somebody walking in front of you. So Angela, her butt is like literally right in front of me because she's walking in front of me up the stairs. Well, next to her is Carrington, like literally standing right next to her. And I'm like, this motherfucker saw me, right? So he walking up the steps side by side with Angela. So at some point, he turns around and looks down the stairs. Now, mind you, yeah, it was that City Winery. So, mind you, he turns around to look down the stairs. My black ass is right down here. He looked right at me. And we just kept walking. So he had to have seen me. So we get to the top of the stairs. I tap Angela on her butt, like as she's walking up the steps, and she turned around to look. And I did like this, because he was standing right beside her going up the stairs. And so she says, oh, hey, Carrington. That ain't his real name. But she said, hey, Carrington. He said, hey. He gave her a hug. Oh, okay, good to see you. He like looking at her just like this. And then he gave her a hug. And then she turned around and said, now, I know he saw you. And I said, you know that motherfucker saw me. Exactly, Datis. He's trying to get a reaction out of me. But who you ain't going to get a reaction out of is me. Because he don't give a fuck. He's the king of cold. So he walking up the stairs. So he goes out the door. And then he actually held the door for Angela. So Angela's like, you know he had to see me. She said, you know, he know damn well I'm not at this show by myself. And I'm like, first of all, he saw us when we first came in. Because remember, like I said, the usher was walking us all around. They couldn't find our seat at first. So then we walked out and then we came back in. So he saw me in the beginning. As Angela says, the beginning. He saw me in the beginning. But I didn't give a fuck. And then this whole thing happened with the Project Runway thing. And he gonna act like he didn't see me. Oh, nigga, you saw me. And then a year ago, last March, one of my friends was turning 40. And this is when I decided I'm never speaking to him again. Because it's like, you gonna try to act like you don't see me? Okay, I'm gonna show you how it's done. So last year, the first time I noticed he was acting like this, a mutual friend of ours, actually the friend who, he's in the book, the friend, Julian. His name is Julian in the book. And he turned 40. And he had a party at this little event space. So I'm standing at the bar. Carrington is walking towards the bar. No, I don't miss him. So there was the time I did, but no, not now. He's walking towards the bar. And clearly you saw me because when I came into the building, like I was talking, like people were like, hey, like I was talking to people, right? And so it wasn't really much going on when I got there. And so it was me, my friend Lynn, and Philip. So the three of us came in, and when we came in, we kind of came in with a little bit of commotion. And so everybody in the room like looked at us, right? So he definitely saw me. So I'm standing at the bar about to get a drink. And then one of his friends was with him. And he waved to me. So I know he saw me. So he come over towards the bar. I'm standing at the bar. And I said, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? All awkward and shit. Then, about a couple weeks after that, my little friend down in Houston, not the one that I just went on the little breakfast date with, but remember the friend that I liked that lives in Houston? Anyway, he was here in town, and he invited me over to one of his friends' house for a little get-together. And Carrington came out on the balcony where I was standing, and he was so awkward. It was me and the guy from Houston standing on the balcony talking. And Carrington walked out there, and he said, oh, hey, how you doing? It was just like real awkward. It's like he doesn't know how to be around me. And I don't know if it's because I didn't wrote about him in this book. He tried to tell somebody that he didn't read the book. I'm like, you probably got the book. You probably read the book. Anyway, that's enough of that. But what I was saying earlier today on my live, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I'm just going to pick up like you saw it. So earlier I was thinking about it some more after I got off. And I think that, I've been listening to this audiobook. Trevor Noah, he hosts The Daily Show. And he grew up in South Africa. And he says some things in this book that have really made me think about a lot of different things. He just talks about how his mother loved him so much and how she just made so many sacrifices for him and how she always encouraged him to be a really great man, and she really taught him how to be with a woman, to handle a woman, to respect a woman and honor a woman, and all of those things that I always talk to you guys about in relationships. And remember how I said before about single women raising little boys are in the unique position of raising those little boys to be the men they could never find, faithful, committed, and loyal. That's exactly what I think about when I read about his or not read, because I got the Audible. That's what I think about when I listen to their relationship, listen to how he describes their relationship. Like, she adored this little boy, you know what I mean? And she always said, like, for example, like there's a piece in the book where he's describing how he will come home from school and say, "Hey, Mom," and go straight in to his bedroom or into the kitchen to get a snack. And she might be sitting on the couch. And she said, "Trevor, come here, Trevor. Come here." She says, "Listen, a woman wants to be honored. A woman wants to be acknowledged. When you come into the house, don't just say hello and pass me by." She said, "I want eye contact. I want you to look me in my eyes and say, 'Hi, Ma.'" She said, he's like the way he described it, like she wants sincerity. A woman wants sincerity, you know? And so that goes back to what I've been trying to say to you guys all along. It's like, we have to change the way that we raise our little boys. We have to train them from here to be present. Like, he would want to come right in the house and go get on his game, and he would just say, "Hey, Ma, how you doing?" and just keep going. And she said, no, that's not how you treat a woman. That's not how you treat a woman. A woman wants to be acknowledged. A woman wants to know that you care, that you're paying attention to her, and that you really want to know how she feels. And like, you look me in my eyes when you're talking to me. And that's what we have to do with our little boys. And I say to you guys all of the time, like with my nephews, I have great nephews. I have nephews and then they have kids. My oldest nephew has boys and girls, but I always try to be really affectionate with them. And my nephew, when they were younger, he didn't like when I was affectionate with them. But I didn't give a damn. Because I just feel like there are enough callous and hardened men walking around in the world. Black, white, Hispanic, whatever. There are enough callous and hardened men walking around the world who don't know how to feel, who don't know how to say, "I'm sorry," who don't know how to say, "My feelings are hurt," who don't know how to say, "Baby, I apologize," or "You were right," whatever it is, who don't know how to demonstrate compassion because they've been taught that you have to just have this rough exterior. So in my relationship with my great nephews, it's I'm always trying to teach them something or tell them, whether it's words, whether it's about being an entrepreneur, or correcting their subject-verb agreement, because God knows I can't stand it. "Craig, is you? Don't you is you me." You will never have the word you and the word is preceding or following. It's always going to be are you or you are. Don't you is you or you is me. But when I'm with them, I'm always trying to teach them something. I'm hugging on them. I'm loving on them. Because I want them to be in touch with their feelings. I want them to know how to feel and love when they interact with people and when they get into relationships with feelings. But if you think about a man's inability to say, "I'm sorry," or "My feelings were hurt," or whatever, that also is linked to a man's inability to say, "You know what, I need to go to the doctors and get checked." They don't know how to ask for help. And I want my great nephews to be able to communicate. I want them to be communicative. I want them to be communicative, not just in their romantic relationships, but in their friendships, at work. I want them to be able to go to the job and say, if they're working for someone, I want them to be able to go and say, "You know what, I deserve a raise, and here are all of the reasons." I want you to be able to communicate that. I want you to be able to put that in an email, whatever kind of correspondence you have, because when you think about that, it's all germane. There's a word. It's all germane. It's all connected. It's all related. And not for nothing, I want them to be able to say, "You know what?" If they're in a relationship with a woman, I want them to be able to say, "You know what, babe? This relationship no longer works for me. I want to leave this relationship. I'm no longer happy here." Part of the reason people cheat and just don't communicate and say, "I want to be done," is because they don't know how to. They haven't been given the tools. And it all goes back to right here. I told you guys last week, my mother used to put me on the phone. I would have to make a dentist appointment. And my mother would, I would have to make a doctor's appointment. It usually was the dentist. And my mother would say, Craig, go ahead and call and make your dentist appointment. I was like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. She'd like, call the doctor, call the dentist. And I'd ring up the phone. And as soon as they come on the phone, I'd say, here, Ma. She said, go ahead and talk to him. You know how to talk. Tell him what you need. She would have already told me what day she was available to take me for my appointment. And she would already tell me, try to get a time around this time. So what you need me to talk for? You know how to talk. But see, that makes the difference between a little boy who moves into the world, who will go away to college, or who will move to another state for a job. You know, you got a lot of people that grow up, that live and die in the same cities that they were born in, that they will never leave that city because they weren't given the tools. They weren't given the tools. And so, you know, when I'm around my nephews and my nieces, the lessons that I give my nieces are different. The lessons that I give my nieces are lessons on independence. Biggie Smalls was another one of my favorite rappers too, because he would say, put these 3-carat diamond earrings in my daughter's ears so she don't ever have to depend on no man. He has a lyric, something like that. She has a lyric, he has a lyric somewhere around there. But I think the same thing about my nieces. Like I try to love on them, and their father, God knows he loves on them. But I try to love on them because I don't want them to ever have to go into the world looking for the love that we didn't give them. No, the men in your life gave you the love. So we've set the standard. So you shouldn't be going out there down here. You shouldn't be allowing a man to give you this because we've given you this. You know, so the lessons that I try to give them are very different. I told my niece, she just turned, how old did she turn? 13. She just turned 13. She just had a birthday in March. She called me, Craig, so about my birthday, what you giving me? What you giving me for my birthday? The thing about her is, I said to her probably at least a year ago. At least a year ago. It may have been 2 years ago. But I remember we were sitting at dinner. We were sitting at the dinner table. Because whenever I go over there, they want me to spend the night. I got to pack a bag. We at the dinner table. And I remember sitting beside her. And then they fight over who I'm going to sit next to. They fight over, he's sitting next to me. Craig said he's sitting next to me. Well, Craig, you going to sleep in the room with me then? You going to sleep with me, Craig? It becomes this. So I said to her one day, I said, listen, I hope that you will not grow up to be a stupid girl. And she looked at me and was like, what you mean by that? And we were having conversation. Her grandmother was there. My nephew was there, her father, her mother, the grandfather was there. It was a bunch of us at the table. And I said, my hope for you is that you won't grow up to be a stupid girl. I said, you're so smart. You're so independent. You're such an independent thinker. This is me saying to her probably 2 years ago. She probably was 11. And I said, but see, you got to plant those seeds early. Listen, young girls don't just grow up and fall for these knucklehead boys overnight. They don't. So I'm planting seeds early. So I said to her, I said, because you're so independent. Like, she's really, like, she makes like little tutus. You know them little ballerina things? Like, she'll wear those, and she'll wear these little sequins like sneakers. And like, she loves it. Like, she's real creative, and she does little stuff like that. And so I said to her, because right now, I said, you're a really independent thinker. You have leadership qualities. And I said, my hope is that you will not, grow up to be a stupid girl. I said, like, if you get to the point where you're ready to go away to college and you get accepted to a college out of town, I would hope that you wouldn't not go away to school because you have some little boyfriend back home. So many women, and that really saddens me, so many women put their life, their careers, their dreams on hold for a man, for a relationship. The two can exist. The two can exist together. I don't understand why women always sacrifice that. I don't want my niece to be one of these women that's with one of these sorry ass. Did I just say ass? I said that so matter of fact. I don't want her to be one of these sorry boys, men, because she thinks she has to invest in him to keep him. She paying his cell phone bill. There are men who do it also. There are men who, it's rare though, in comparison. It pales in comparison. It pales in comparison though. There are men that do it. There are some men that are suckers. But see, men usually do it once they get real old and they trying to get some real young woman. And so they start paying because they want. You know what, Angela? I didn't even watch, I still haven't watched Married at First Sight yet. I'm going to have to watch it when I get off here. The season finale. But my thing is, I just want my nieces to be smart when it comes to relationships, and smart with their heart, smart with their affection. I believe that you can share your life with a man. You can share and help him build his dreams, yes. But I want you to help him build it while you build in yours. He has to be investing in you too. So many women, they just forego their shit and start building, helping him build. And it's just like, and I'm not saying that you can't be in a relationship with a man and you help him with his cell phone bill. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying some women get into these relationships and you taking care of him. You taking care of some bum-ass man. That's all I'm saying. So I was thinking about that conversation from earlier. And so I think about that with them. You know what I mean? Like, I want them to... But I also think about, like, how... And I said this to my nephew, her father. I said, you know, I often wonder, like, how she's going to handle her first heartbreak. How's she going to handle her first heartbreak? How's she going to bounce back? Because I have a relative. I write about it in here. She was in a relationship with this guy, and when that relationship ended, she just was never the same. Never the same. Now, I have family members that seem to think that she had this nervous breakdown because of the... Wait, somebody said about money? Wait. Who said something about some money? Thanks, Bianca. I said, wait a minute. Wait, what? Money? Who? Somebody ordering books? Mailed the money order today for Kenyatta's book. Okay, I'll be on the lookout for it, DeQuincy. Is that the one we talking about, Bianca? But I have family members that think that my relative had a nervous breakdown because of this relationship, because this relationship spiraled out of control and it ended. But I seem to think that it was an amalgamation of things. There's a word. Amalgamation of things. She was paying her own way to go to college full-time. She was working full-time. Then she was in this relationship that fell apart. She got pregnant. So I think it was a mixture of things that really just she couldn't deal, you know. But I do know that there are some people who can't handle a breakup, you know, who just can't handle the stress of a breakup. But back to the little boys, I just think that it's really important for us to really be mindful of how we raise our boys and switch up some things. Yeah, we all handle breakups differently. We do. But I want her to be able to switch up some things. I mean, I think we have to switch up some things with how we raise our boys and how they respond to little girls and, you know, that kind of thing. I think I'm all talked out. Hi, Jocelyn. Thank you, Jocelyn. I'm not done. So I had to look at my notes. So, for example, like I have, going back to the piece about women and dating down. And that doesn't just mean, I'm not saying that it's that a woman shouldn't date a man that makes less money. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's inappropriate for a woman to date a man who's investing less than she is in the relationship. That doesn't mean financially. That means he's not investing of himself. He's not pouring enough of himself. He's not making enough of an effort in the relationship. I'm not saying that you can't pool your money. You always got to have your little piece on the side, though. Don't you tell them everything. Don't you give them everything. Don't give them access to everything. But I do think that, because I just think, going back to what I was saying earlier today, the bottom line is, right now in this space and time, black women make more money than black men, generally speaking, period. There was an article in a magazine that I read a few years ago. It was either Ebony or Jet. So it was a while ago. Amalgamation, A-M-A-L-G-A-T-I-O-N, amalgamation, A-M-A-L, I gotta write it down to see it. A-M-A-L-G-A-M-A-T-I-O-N, amalgamation, A-M-A-L-G-A-T-I-O-N, amalgamation, a mixture. It's a mixture of things. What was I saying? Shit. See how I get distracted? Let me go back to my list. I don't know what I was saying. There was an article that I read in Ebony or Jet or something a few years ago, and it was saying that the reason that the black middle class has expanded or exploded is due largely in part to black women, because black women have been making more money than black men. And part of that is tied to racism and systemic racism and all of that, because black women are afforded opportunities before a black man is. But then also, when you think about the number of black women that are going to college and graduating, and the numbers are greater for black women than men. So there are a lot of things that factor into it. But the bottom line is, they were crediting black women with expanding the black middle class, or the reason that the black middle class grew so much. So generally speaking, and like I tell you guys all the time, like I have 5 different friends, Angela being one of them, who is single, make 6 figures, own her own house. I have 5 or 6 different female friends, not just here in Atlanta, New York, just wherever. And they're single. And not a prospect in sight. So the likelihood of you dating a man that makes less money is great. It's you know, but I have female friends, they're all open to, I would date a garbage man. Like in New York, a garbage man could make 6 figures. Don't get it fucked up. You know, I have female friends that are like, oh, I would date somebody that worked for the postal service, because if we put his money, his $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 with my $100,000 or whatever, we good. So, but the bottom line is, and again, it goes back to the book that I was listening to, Trevor Noah's book today. He describes how his mom helped her husband build this business that he had. He was a mechanic. And she came in, she started helping him do his books. She got his he got his POs in place. The money was coming in properly. Everything was working nicely. And he couldn't handle it because the customers will come in and say, oh my God, your wife really doing a great job. She's really doing a great job. She really turned this business around for you. His ego, his pride couldn't handle it. And so then he started turning on her. And so he made it so uncomfortable for her that she quit. She went and got another job. Amy, you already know. Let me look Sean King up. Amy been coming in here long enough to know how the kid operates. So I'm not saying that a woman can't date a man that makes less than she. But what I am saying is, you can date a man that makes less, but he just needs to be contributing to the relationship. You shouldn't be doing all of the heavy emotional lifting by yourself. He should be planning dates. He should be setting things up. Like you shouldn't be doing all of the work. He should still be doing his part, contributing, not just financially, just period. So, case in point, one of my female friends here makes 6 figures, not Angela, someone else. I'm trying to get her to come on the podcast. It's my friend that I told you just found out that her son, that she just found out that her husband has a kid that's 6 months older than their son. But remember, they were dating off and on, whatever. So she's making all this great money. He was intimidated. Like when they were dating, he would throw little things in her face. You just throwing your money in my face. You just throwing your money in my face. Da, da, da. But she was trying to expose him to different things. Like she wanted to travel. She wanted to go to like Cuba, and she wanted to go to Thailand and like all these places. And he from right here in Atlanta on the South Side, never traveled. And so it was always this tug of war. She was always trying to convince him, let's go here. And she's fighting him to travel. Like, if you got to be doing all of that, then you need to check out and go on and move on. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's too much. So you have to decide if you're willing to do that kind of work in your relationship. Because if you date him, just because he makes less money doesn't mean he's not evolved. Doesn't mean he's not cultured. Because he could be cultured. But in this particular case, he wasn't. And she was just like, and she would call me and be like, Craig, like every time I want to go to a new restaurant, he was cool with going to TGI Fridays, that local shit. But every time she tried to take him somewhere really fancy or somewhere really nice to really live and just see the world, and it was always a fight. Like, you shouldn't be arguing about shit like that. Like, why are you arguing about shit like that? If somebody's trying to clip your wings in your relationship, then that's not the relationship, at least not for me. Because they're trying to limit you. They're trying to limit you. And so I said to her, I said, but you knew this before you got into the relationship with him. You knew that you were a bit further than he. You know what I mean? You knew that you were a bit more evolved and exposed and worldly than he. You know, that's something that you have, Now, if you're with a guy who isn't going to be bucking, and he's going to be like, oh, yeah, let's try this. Like, if he's open-minded and want to try new things, Oh, but the piece that I wanted to say earlier, too, when I was talking about the way that I love on my nephews, it's important for me to do that because I think it's important for you to really, really give all of the love that you can to little boys, little black boys, little brown boys, at home, because when they get out into the world, they're going to tear their asses up. They're not going to get all that love and affection. So don't stop giving them hell. So this is for some of you who I know you work hard. You might be raising your kid on your own. You might be strapped for money and bills and that kind of thing. Be mindful of your word choice when you're talking to your kids, your boys and your girls. But remember, you don't want to tear down your children's pride, especially like little boys. Not just little boys, it's for boys and girls, but you got to really, really be mindful of how you speak to them. Tell them, shut up. Stop talking so much. Stop asking so many questions. Like, you have to be mindful that when you say, like, that stuff does something to them when you say that. So, like, it affects them long after you've said that. Like, when you tell a kid, shut up, stop talking, stop asking so many questions, they carry that with them, and then they take it with them into their job, and they don't know how to ask for a raise because they don't know how to speak up because you didn't told them as a kid to shut up, stop talking so much. Or they don't know how to speak up and speak up for themselves in their relationships. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be really, really mindful. But more importantly, you want to give them the permission. You want to give them the permission to speak up and say what they feel and say what they think at home. And you want to love on them as much as you can because, again, the world is brutal. The world is brutal. So be mindful of that. And so those are things like with my nieces and nephews, like I don't tell them shut up. Like sometimes or be quiet. Like I do say be quiet, but I don't say shut up and stop talking so much or stop asking so many questions. Like Chase, my great nephew, oh my God, he'll ask you 19 million questions. But what I do is I just take a breath. Chase, just give me a moment, okay? Just have a seat. Just give me a second and I'll come back to it. Like you just gotta catch your breath for a moment. And just decompress. But I remember as a kid, my mother used to say to me, because I used to say as a kid all the time, I'm going to be rich. Oh, when I get older, I'm going to be rich. But that was just me not really knowing how to articulate that I had dreams and that I had passion and I had things that I wanted to do. That was just me being 8 years old and 7 years old, just knowing that there was something inside me. I'm going to be rich, Mom, I'm going to be rich. And she would say to me, stop dreaming so big. Stop dreaming so big. And as I got older, and I'm writing that story in the book that I'm writing now, that's not what you say to a kid. You don't say to a kid, stop dreaming so big. Tanya, you more than late. Tanya Dizek, she told me I know I'm late. She coming here like black people. She late as hell. And she's a white woman in Oregon. But my mother used to say, stop dreaming so big. But that's not what you say to a person. You know, she used to say, stop dreaming so big. No, that's not what you... But my father, on the other hand, used to say to me all the time, you can do anything you want to do. You're smart. You can do anything you... Craig, if your mother and I came here, you can go here. You should be able to do everything we've done and more. He said, because you're smarter than we are. He used to tell me that all the time. And so that's the kind of shit you got to encourage. You have to say and do to encourage your kids. Like, you have to encourage your kids consistently. You always got to feed them those kind of words, those kinds of things. But on that note, listen, I'm about to go ahead and watch Married at First Sight. Will think I'm about to go to the gym, but I'm not going. I'm tired. I don't feel like it tonight. Tomorrow's a new day. I'll try it tomorrow. And listen, if you're going to do the oil pulling, don't go in there gagging yourself. You just take a little bit, a spoonful, and put it in your mouth and swish it around. I do mine after I brush my teeth. Now, you can do it before if you want. I floss my teeth first, brush my teeth, and then I swish that. Now, you're not gargling, because that's not, you're just swishing it around in your teeth, in between your teeth. And then that's it. You know, that's it. Hopefully, if this is your first time listening, or if not, even if it's not your first time listening, hopefully I said something tonight to inspire you, to encourage you, to uplift you, to heal you. And maybe if you have issues with LGBTQ people, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer people, perhaps I said something to humanize the experience. Hopefully I said something to change your heart and mind. And maybe you'll look at people different from you, not just gay people. Maybe you'll look at people that are slightly different from you with a little bit more compassion and understanding, right? Latanya Miles, call me when I get off here. All right, have a great night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.